What is good? It's your friendly neighborhood boot nerd here, and today we'll talk about the 5 best Nike boots ever made. See, I've loved Nike boots ever since I got my first pair in year 2000, and today I'm gonna try and see if I can narrow it down to the 5 best boots made by Nike. So let's get nostalgic and make sure you subscribe for a chance to win the boot that's number 1. Number 5 is the first Nike boot that really made the waves. It's the Mercurial R9 from 1998. And back then it was built for the Brazilian Ronaldo with the idea of making the fastest boot possible. It featured a synthetic leather upper, was lighter than any other boot all around, and had this sticky, grippy coating for more friction and grip on the ball. Plus, even by today's standards, it's extremely comfortable to wear and something I actually enjoy playing in a lot still to this day. One of the most iconic football boots ever made. In 4th, we have another old school boot. It's the Nike Air Zoom Total90, which also happened to be my first high-end football boot, so I have a bit of special love for these. They were worn by Figo, Roberto Carlos, Totti, and many, many more. And they were made with Zoom pods for cushioning in the outsole, as well as the same KNG 100 synthetic leather material that we know from the Nike Mercurial R9. And the fit in these was actually awesome. It softened up really well on the upper, had a decent amount of grip on the ball, and a nice bit of cushioning in the outsole. So if you think that Adidas Pure Control and the Boost was completely revolutionary, well, Nike did something similar with these in 2000. For a long time, boot number 3 was my favorite boot ever made, the Nike Mercurial Vapor 3. You got a one-piece Tahitian upper, foam pods and a carbon insert in the heel, and the best speed plate that money could buy at the time. And combining that tight fit with the twinkle toe sensation you got in the Vapor 1 and the Vapor 2 with a much better comfort, this is, to this day, flipping credible. I love it. The Vapor 3 was eventually beaten though by number 2, the Hypervenom Phantom 1. And I think that everyone who's tried this boot will know what I'm talking about when I say that upper though. That upper. See, this here boot was made with a honeycomb-like mesh structure covered with a thin silicone layer called Nike Skin. And that upper construction meant that it was, as you probably know, ridiculously soft. It fit more or less everyone, had an anatomical shape to it, and a wax-like coating to the feel. So it was really sticky on the ball, and the touch was precise, yet slightly elegant. I really loved it, and I think that there are a lot of people out there who well and truly missed the first generation of the Hypervenom. It's kind of okay though, because the Hypervenom Phantom 3 is here, and it's also a really good football boot. But there's just this bit of magic about the Phantom 1 that I really love. Stuff of legends, this boot. Now guys, I have a top 5 here to make, and I do also have some honorable mentions. But just to let you know, this has been really difficult because I could have made a top 20. They've made that many good boots. But to try to narrow it down, I've got the Tiempo Legend 6, which is easily the best Tiempo Legend yet. I've got the Match Mercurial, which preceded the Mercurial Vapor 1 and was a really underrated boot. And then I've got the CTR360 Maestri 3, which is one of the best synthetic leathers I've ever tried on a football boot. But all of these boots on the table is beaten by one in particular. Because after all, I am a vapor-loving kind of guy, and therefore it's only natural that number 1 on the list is the best Mercurial Vapor ever made. It is obviously the Vapor 11. Because this takes me back to everything I loved about the previous Vapors, the Vapors of old. But it has a more pliable upper, it has better lockdown, it's more comfortable to wear, and it has the anatomical sole plate that I absolutely love. And on top of that, having a super low weight and a really sharp touch on the ball doesn't hurt it either. In my opinion, this is the best beat boot that's ever made, and my favorite Nike boot to date. Alright guys, this is my top 5 list of the best Nike boots ever made. But I'd love to know if you agree with me, so let me know your thoughts or your questions right down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification button for all the latest videos, and leave me a thumbs up if you had a good time. And for all of those of you who stuck around with me till the end, here's a giveaway. As I promised, I'm signing off. Cheerio. Today, I'm giving you the chance to win a Vapor 11. Simply tell me your top 5 Nike boots ever and give me some details why. Ready? Go!